Greetings, 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 greetings. Let me put this in here. Alright. Greetings, y'all. I hope all is well with you all. Hold on. I like my little filter. I hope all is well with you all. This is Strong Black Women in Wellness. Every Wednesday at 12:12, we are going to do a prayer. So I want to go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna start with the libation. Libation is a West African tradition. For me, libation is a form of prayer. It's a form of prophecy. It's a form of manifestation, and it really requires you to have a cylinder of some type or something that you can hold water in, as well as a glass bowl. I would use glass for libation, glass pour, glass bowl, and whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whatever it is that you're trying to call forth, whatever it is that you're trying to embody or alter or change, you pour libation for that thing. Water is a form of feminine energy. What's up? Water is a form of feminine energy because it's associated with birth. It becomes a portal. It becomes a birthing mechanism, right? It's a way of creating. And pouring libation is also about energy. So whatever it is that you're trying to welcome in your space, embody, shift, or adopt, pour libation for that thing. You can also pour libation for your ancestors. So if it's an ancestor that you want to remember, that you want to call into your space, you can pour water as a way to honor them and as a way to bring them into your space. Because again, water is birthing energy, and it is a portal. So we're going to start with libation. I'm simply going to pour libation for myself. Ashe. I'm going to pour libation for you and for those that will watch during the live and will watch via the replay. Ashe. And after we pour water, I always say Ashe, which means I see you, I agree, I align. It's another way of saying amen. I also pour water for spirit. I pour water for nature. I pour water for strong black women. I pour water for healing, for vulnerability, for self-assurance. I pour water that strong black women will learn how to escape with ease and diligence the persona of the strong black woman. I pour water for that. I pour water for every need that you have, Ashe. I pour water for every desire that you have, Ashe. 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 So before we get into our prayer, I wanted to read these words to you from Nikki Giovanni. It's from her book entitled A Good Cry. And this poem is entitled Baby West. Baby West, my godmother died and left me $50 in her will. Where would I be without that $50? Mr. Gray, who drove not taxi but private car, asked the white man he was taken to the airport if his niece could ride up front. He also dropped me at the train station, $10.50 for a ticket to Knoxville, and $1 for peppermint. I purchased a 45 RPM, but I don't remember which one. I spent the summer with grandmother and grandpa, not realizing a man on a Latin school teacher's pension and a woman who occasionally cooked for white folk could hardly afford another mouth to feed. More hot waters for bath, electricity for the radio, WGN until it signed off at midnight. I had no idea grandmother had to beg a white man to let me enroll in Austin High, where I needed clothes from Miller's and Rich's, shoes, a coat and stuff. And all I knew then was the sound of my father hitting my mother every Saturday night until I heard her say, "Gus, please don't hit me." And I knew my choice. Leave or kill him. Both were sad. I'm in the hospital room with yellow tulips from Nancy and Diana and a beautiful bouquet from the English department. I'm trying to learn how to cry. It's not that my life has been a lie, but I repressed my tears. We always teach the youngsters, don't cry, it will be all right. But crying cleanses. It will not be all right. But we will learn. What can we do about it? I have seizures because I'm thinking of my mother being hit by my father. It will not be all right. So I must learn. To cry. Let's pour water for Nikki Giovanni. Ashe. Let's also pour water for her work. Ashe. Let's also pour water for the ability to cry, because crying cleanses. Ashe. Let's move into our prayer for today. Dear strong Black woman, I see you as I see myself, seeking to find balance in a deserted land and space because your entire life you remember being a strong Black woman. You recall being a little girl who was taught to be tough, to be strong, to not cry, to control your emotions, to be independent, and to operate in excessive caregiving for others, to care for others more often, more profoundly, and more intuitive than yourself. These words weren't recited to you, but over time you leaned more and more into caregiving. You became excellent at it. So much so that selflessness became and was taught to you as an admirable characteristic, and that God ordained for you to operate in selflessness and to exude self-denial and to reject the authentic portions of yourself for the well-being of others. I see you, beloved, and you are beautiful, you are brave, you are worthy, you are magical, and everybody doesn't need to see nor taste your magic. Some things you're going to have to learn to do from afar. I know you're brave. If you wasn't, you wouldn't have suited up. The armor, the persona of the strong Black woman, the mask you wear was intended to protect you. Mama and Big Mama groomed you in it because they wanted you to be safe. They wanted to be assured that you will be able to protect yourself in a world that doesn't consider you a priority. They gave you what they knew. They gave you what they had. Enter your recovery process by learning how to cry. The strong Black woman has given you agency and the will to survive. It has given you success and access. But at what cost, beloved? I want to press you into living as opposed to surviving only if you're willing. I know it's scary. I know the armor, the persona of the strong Black woman is all you know. But I want you to know you, the real you, which lives under the surface of the mask you wear. One way we can get there is if we practice vulnerability and learn how to cry. Crying is not weak. Crying is not weak. Crying is not weak. Crying is release. Crying is healing. Crying can bring us into balance. Crying helps us to identify and lean into ourselves. Crying is a gift. It is magic. It is spirit moving through you, and spirit wants to move more profoundly with and in you. But vulnerability, meaning space, is needed. So my prayer for you is that you learn how to cry. My prayer for you is that you learn how to cry, beloved. I pray that you learn how to tap into your divinity, into that sacred space that lives under the mask of the strong Black woman. You don't have to remove your mask in public. You can do it wherever you find privacy, which is self-vulnerability. Prior to exposing ourselves to spaces and people that have already harmed us, I pray that you learn how to become gentle and compassionate with yourself so you can practice self-vulnerability. So you can see the little girl that lives under the mask of the strong Black woman, the little girl that is seeking space in you, the grown woman, so she can grieve. The little girl is asking you to cry for her. I pray that you learn how to cry for her and yourself. I pray that your mindset around crying is shifted right now. I pray that you never struggle to release and that it comes naturally to you. I pray that you have the audacity to escape socializations that demand you to deny yourself the gift and blessing and healing element of lament. I understand that it's hard. I know it's scary. I know it's troubling because you don't know what to expect, but no, spirit is with you. When I say spirit, I speak of a God that is inclusive, a God that does not require you to deny yourself, a God that isn't patriarchal but is balanced in the feminine and masculine, a God that honors and loves and will allow all people, despite their sexuality and spirituality, into the gates of heaven. I speak of a God that honors the ancestors, for spirit is a host of the ancestors. I speak of a God that sees you, that hears you, and that will deliver you. Just say the word, make your request known, and ask spirit to help you see your way of escape. I speak of a God that is not delighted in your oppression or how the church rejected you or how your spouse desires to be head of household to abuse you or how the world expects you to handle everything and be everything for everybody. The God I speak of does not delight in these things. The God I serve and present to you and offer you wants you to learn how to cry. The God I worship with wants you to learn how to cry. The God that I watch desires for you to learn how to cry with yourself and for yourself. You can release, beloved. You don't have to hold on to the pain. You don't have to suppress it. This is your permission slip. This is your permission slip. If you were looking for a sign, this is it. Choose you this day. Choose yourself right now. Choose your authentic self in this moment. Living in authenticity is pleasure. Learn how to cry, beloved. Learn how to see yourself. Learn how to choose you every day. Learn how to center yourself, beloved, so you can heal. Just ask Spirit how you can learn which can and will differ with each individual. Yes, it is possible for you. Yes, you are worthy of it. Yes, you can have it in abundance. Yes, Spirit loves you as you are right now, while also seeing the greater version of who you really are. Become vulnerable with yourself, beloved, and learn how to cry. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh. So I pour water for each of you. Ashe. That the words that I have spoken will resonate in your heart, your mind, and your spirit. Ashe. I pour water for your presence. Ashe. And I pour water for your willingness to learn how to cry. Ashe. 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 Peace, y'all.